Yeah, I go. Maybe my ears are starting to get too slow. That's a lot of virtuosity.
That is for sure. It's only 10 clips slower than the last track. That's at 350. So that's, it's the upper echelon of fast. And it's the same band. Red Garland, PC on bass, and Art Taylor on drums. They do, several Red Garland albums. Soul Junction. They do what was released as All Morning Long, and another one called High Pleasure. And those were released as Red Garland albums, but it's the same band. It's the same four of them, and they do Training In. They do, so all these records are kind of the same band.
Yeah.
They might add a trumpet, the drummer might change, but it's kind of a similar mix. And Blue Train, where all paths are leading towards, is Lee Morgan, Kenny Drew, right, and Philly Joe Jones, and trombonist Curtis Fuller, and PC. And so this is kind of the same mix of guys. They do Sonny's Crib. There's an album called Wheelin' where Train really puts on a sermon with the 16th notes. There's a bunch of other tenor players on the session, Paul Quinichette and Frank West and stuff. And Train just kind of mops them all up. He's just getting too good. Soul Train, that's the album this song was from. And now that sets us up for what was a couple months earlier, Blue Train. So they're all in the same several months of time, so I don't mind skipping around a couple months here and there.
Right.
Blue Train is the classic of classic Blue Note records. Train didn't do many Blue Note records, but Blue Train is one of them. The iconic artwork kind of penetrated into the mysteries of time, and everybody knows the iconic album cover. And the playing and the writing. Now Train's going to do some more original writing. Moment's Notice, in particular, has original chord sequence. It's not based on a standard or a gussied up standard where you add more chords to a standard. This is a completely original composition the way Monk would do it, right? And it's got Coltrane's beginning to be really obsessed with chord sequences. 2-5 here, 2-5 there, 2-5, 2-5, 2-5 everywhere. There's lots of 2-5s all over the place. But before we get to Moment's Notice, let's do Blue Train. And Blue Train is like the gold standard. This is like Nutty for rhythm changes, for me personally. That you want to take that through all 12 keys. You want to practice that into the dirt. You want to practice that. The vocabulary that Train's playing on Blue Train is phenomenal. It's perfect. It's like you want to play 50s jazz, there it is, Blue Train. Boom. And, I've been playing that in all 12 keys on every instrument for decades. This is what you got to do, man. It's Blue Train.
Okay. And just as you mentioned, as I go back over our playlist today, it's almost been all standards other than the Thelonious originals. So we've just gone through a series of those and here now we get John Coltrane beginning to emerge as a composer with Blue Train.
That's right. Yeah, man.